From America's Dairyland, the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series is ready to shift from our traditional ovals to a road course tonight. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Independence Racing Network. Mike Wright has been dominant in the Xfinity Series this season so far, and he leads us into the heart of Sheboygan County, Wisconsin, as there are some new drivers and one who's even had asphalt experience here to tame these 14 turns. I'm Dave Regal, and I'll be with you every step of the way, from the green flag to the checkered flag on the Independence Racing Network. And folks, glad to have you in with us tonight, as always, and taking a look at qualifying underway here at Road America. Brandon Minto out here just getting warmed up on his opening lap. R.P. Allen driving the 03 USAA Toyota Supra now on his first lap. And a lot of action going to be going on tonight. Whoa, as RP gets just a little crooked here as we move down the stretch. So, here's the deal. A lot going on tonight. There's going to be a lot of drivers. In fact, we're going to take a look here at Michael Astudo, who's going to be coming down here into turn number one. And as we see him get real hot, real fast here, everybody going to be getting loose coming down out of turn one, as that is just, basically one of those turns where it's hard to keep it under control. We're going to see a lot of different looks tonight here as Michael Astudo in the 39 machine keeps it wound up as he goes down a backstretch. There is a lot going on tonight. One of the things that we need to keep in mind is that traditionally, the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series spends a lot of time on ovals. And here we are getting ready, to go road racing. We see Drew Lowe in the number 71 Ghost Energy Chevrolet Camaro getting wound up as he is just about here on the front stretch. And if you haven't tried Ghost Energy drinks yet, not that they sponsor anything here on the Independence Racing Network, but they are delicious. If you like Swedish fish, as I do, just something real tasty, and it actually tastes exactly the way that it's supposed to. And we're going to follow Drew Lowe on his opening lap here as we see him coming right on past our starter stand. He gets down here, coming into turn number one. And now this is kind of a downhill transition, as we're going to see him making the turn into one and now two. So a lot of these drivers are going to have to get these machines woed way down. As he comes down into turn three, he's going to be just about in first or second gear, as it almost seems like he's able to keep it up just a little. And he comes through the middle stretch right here, getting wound back up into fourth. We're going to see him take off down into turn number five in just a moment as he enters the camera view. Again, another turn where he's coming downhill, so there's a lot of horsepower and a lot of speed as he manages to hit the apex at just the right time. We see him take turn five a little wide as he comes up the hill now into turn six, and the transition as that suspension lifts up off the ground into six and then comes back down, almost slams down into the ground, can be pretty violent. Now, these cars, of course, not exactly the same as the next-gen Cup cars, where they have that axle all the way across, where the next-gen Cup cars, of course, have the independent suspension. And we see Drew here in the number 71 making his way through turn number 9. He gets into 10. There he is. Gets into 10, almost hits that just perfect. And now we get ready to watch him go through the kink. Now, as he comes down into Canada corner, he's got to get this machine down almost all the way to first gear, because without getting down into first gear, you don't have enough torque to be able to take off and accelerate up here into turn number 13. And this is kind of an SE kind of turn, a little bit of a serpentine. Of course, we see the REV Vehicles for Life, proud manufacturers, of course, of fire equipment and emergency service equipment. They just recently acquired, REV did, KME or Kovac Mobile Equipment out of Nesquehoning, Pennsylvania. They actually moved production down into Louisiana. I hate the chase cam. That was not intentional. We'll go back up here into our drone cam. But they had actually moved production from Nesquehoning, Pennsylvania, closed the facility, and moved down into Louisiana. And the REV group, great for emergency equipment. You can look them up if you're in the emergency equipment field. Of course, me personally, I'm a bigger fan of, your Pierce, not necessarily Seagrave, which is also made over in New York, but here in Wisconsin, Pierce is king as Appleton, Wisconsin, home to Pierce Manufacturing, some quality custom chassis fire apparatus in Appleton, Wisconsin. Drew Lowe gets all the way off, and we're going to take a look here. Taking a look now at Ricky Carmichael, who was in the middle of his second lap. Ricky Carmichael, of course, the only driver in the field tonight to have actual asphalt time here at Road America, finished 9th in 2011 in the Nationwide Series. So this very series we're going to be watching this evening, now, of course, known as the Xfinity Series. Ricky Carmichael has the experience here at Road America in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. So hopefully we get to see something really exciting out of him tonight. As, I was talking to him pre-race, and, he mentioned that it's a lot different to do it in the sim than it is in real life. Not sure if that's going to translate too well, but just about everyone having laid down a qualifying lap as we have about 30 seconds left in qualifying here on the Independence Racing Network. Getting ready to take a look at our starting grid here. Of course, we have our points leader and pole sitter, Mike Wright, here atop the pile. We will get a hold of Mike in just a moment here, folks. Mike Wright, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Good Monday afternoon, evening, Dave. How's it going?
Well, Mike, I'm not really sure how it's going yet, but so far so good for yourself. The pride of Greensboro, North Carolina, once again sitting atop the pile in Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series action. How you feeling tonight, brother?
I feel like it's a mirage. It happened. I'm on the pole. I do not anticipate running anything close to that in the race. So I definitely feel like this track is a keep it on the pavement and comfortable pace is what you're going to be shooting for.
Yeah, I've heard many times over, through the years that basically this is slow is fast, or maybe not slow, but gentle is fast at a track like this.
Yeah, I mean, that's any road course and really any track that you got a lot of throttle acceleration. that's how you're going to keep tires on it, the rear for sure. It just seems like, not too far off the Indy road course. This is flat. It doesn't seem to have a lot of grip to it. The big difference here is we got some elevation changes. So a couple of your big braking zones, turn 5 at the bottom of a hill with a little turn to the left before you get there. And then you have Canada Corner, which of course you're taking a left kink as you get onto the brake. So braking and turning is never usually helpful for control of the car. So that makes it much more fun to try to keep it under you. So I think that's when taking the pace off and just getting comfortable, especially in a 45 lap race, is going to be key. So telling the team and telling myself, don't race people, just race the track. And you get to the end of the race, if you got somebody to race, have at it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, speaking of, turn 5, you guys just getting ready to come through there behind the pace car. I mean, a lot of downhill braking, and of course then coming up into turn 7, you're going to have that weight transfer up the hill and then into a turn. So you've got your work cut out for you tonight, brother, so good luck.
Well, appreciate it. Hope you have some fun to watch here, and we'll hopefully chat again tonight.
All right, man. Well, listen, good luck, and I will get you back up on there to Ferta Motorsports.
All right, thanks.
That was our points leader, Mike Wright, driver of the number 98 Ford Mustang, and this field getting ready to go. We'll take a quick look at our starting grid. Sitting on the pole, Mike Wright driving the number 98 Ford Mustang, followed by Eugenio Alonso, R.P. Allen, Carlos Ramos, and Aaron Mack rounding out the top 10. Michael Estudo, John Bawalda, Brandon Minto, Jeff Carson, and Zachary Vaughn in the number 91 round out the top 10. Chad Sanner, Zach Osborne, Chris Claude, your Sunday night NASCAR Cup Series commissioner, starting 13th tonight, followed by Brad Gunn in 14th, Drew Lowe in 15th, Ricky Carmichael, who finished 9th here in 2011, starting 16th, Clayton Davis and Corey Burkett starting in 17th and 18th, Jackson Derby starting 19th, and shotgun on the field is Mr. Bennett Allen, driver of the number 3 Toyota Supra, going to be starting shotgun on the field. So a lot of drivers tonight opting to decide to take that rear of the field, maybe not necessarily trying to grid up tonight or qualify real strong, as especially here in the early goings of this piece. We're going to be seeing a lot of guys getting those tires somehow up to temperature, which to me as an oval guy, it just seems like a massive undertaking. But nonetheless, these drivers here in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series, among the best on the iRacing.com servers. Notably missing from tonight in our field is our commissioner, Bob Nestor, driver of the number 29 Relative Properties Toyota Supra, as he is dealing with a family issue, so keep him in your thoughts and prayers tonight as the iRacing.com pace car dives down pit road. The man in the stand has the green flag in his hand. Folks, grab some popcorn, call your friends, and settle in, because we're about to be green flag racing here at Road America in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Mike Wright and Eugenio Alonso bring the field down into turn 1. Alonso getting a little close to right here as they make their way through. Now Alonso swinging it out wide to take the advantage over Mike Wright as we come down into turn number 3. They are still side by side and not willing to give up any space whatsoever, as these two strong drivers going to be bringing the field around. Here on lap number 1, looks like Alonso so far going to have control of this as we see them come down into turn 5. And now as they come through turn 6 up into 7, we can see everybody's suspension as those cars are lifting, coming up now through 6 and down into 7. This is just impressive as R.P. Allen, now your race leader, gets around Eugenio Alonso and Mike Wright. And we're going to see R.P. Allen get around Mike Wright here. As we see R.P. Allen working the inside, going down into turn 5. He looks to the inside and just forces Eugenio Alonso to the outside. And they are just battling side by side. Just a great battle here early on, literally in the first lap of this race. So great to see some side-by-side action as Bennett Allen securing that P1 now, and looks like he is ready to set sail and start logging laps. Looks like Brandon Minto has himself an issue. We'll take a look back here. Minto coming down here toward Canada corner. Just all kinds of hot as the 39, and the 39 and the 51 get together. Let's take a look back there and see exactly what might have happened between the 39 of Michael Astuto and John Bawalda as they just get into one another. And of course that takes away Minto, who just locked him up and gets pointed the wrong direction. But we are still under green here, as that would be a local caution here on the road course. And keep in mind, folks, you know, here at Road America, we will not have traditional cautions for incident, as most of the time these are going to be, you know, local cautions. It looks like Ricky Carmichael getting off track here as he is getting himself back together and getting back on track. Looks like that splitter maybe lifted up just a hair off the ground, but I wouldn't be too worried about it. We're still very early in this race. And folks, speaking of very early in the race, if you are just joining us, welcome into the Independence Racing Network. I'm Dave Regal here at the microphone. You are watching the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series at Road America. If you're just tuning in, make sure that you subscribe and turn on those bell notifications, as the Independence Racing Network is the exclusive broadcast provider of Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series racing here on iRacing.com. We are brought to you proudly by Northeastern Fire and Air Butt Kicker and RS Button Boxes. And so far tonight, Eugenio Alonso back up atop the pile, as it looks like he has re-secured the lead away from R.P. Allen. And we'll take a look here. And we see Eugenio just chasing down R.P. Allen just a lap ago as they cross the start-finish line here, entering what is lap 2. And RP just kind of gets a little loose out there. And we see Eugenio just get the run coming down the hill and securing the lead back away from R.P. Allen. Taking a look at Zachary Vaughn and Zach Osborne, as Osborne chasing down the 91, and it looks like, the 97 and the 16 right here in front of us get together. We'll take a run back and see what happened here. Just taking a moment here to try to get things queued up so you can have the best possible outcome of what we see here. And we see the 16 and the 91. The 91 hits that curb. The 16 gets run into by the 97. So obviously the 97 not woeing up enough. Then the 16 kind of all kinds of sideways, not really checking left or right before he pulls back onto the racing surface. It sends Carmichael, into the back of John Bawalda III. Not really intentional, but unfortunately, that's the way that it goes sometimes. So far, your race leader tonight, R.P. Allen, followed by Aaron Mack now in the number 31 machine. That Toyota Supra sponsored by Allstate Peterbilt. Mike Wright, your points leader, running the number 98 Ford Performance Ford Mustang, running in third. Bennett Allen up 15 positions here in the number 3 Toyota Supra. Eugenio Alonso rounding out your top 10 as he was just your race leader a few moments ago. We're working our way toward lap number 10 here as we will have two 10-lap stages here. So we'll have a stage break just after lap 10, then a stage break at the conclusion of lap number 20. And taking a look again here at the Ghost Energy Chevrolet Camaro of now Clayton Davis, so our second Ghost Energy sponsored vehicle tonight. Glad to have Ghost Energy on board with Clayton. But anyway, folks, basically what's going to happen is at the conclusion of lap number 10, we'll stop for a stage break. Everybody will probably come in, get some Sunoco race fuel for Mr. Feelgoods. Then we'll go back out for another 10 laps, and at the conclusion of lap number 20, we will have another stage break, and then basically have another 25 laps to the end for a total of 45 laps tonight here at Road America. Glad to see Leo Bonacasa, the godfather of the SNN family of racing series, saying, let's go Money House Racing, and Tyler saying, let's go Mac. So glad to have you guys in the live chat. Let us know who you're pulling for tonight here on the Independence Racing Network. As you know, with 4 laps in, we've seen some great racing so far this evening. And right now, Eugenio Alonso trying to chase down Mike Wright. We see Brandon Minto here working the outside of Corey Burkett, but Minto getting way wide here, picking up probably an incident point or so, as now he has John Bawalda on his inside. Taking a look here at Ricky Carmichael chasing down Brad Gunn in the number 36. Quite a lot of distance between them, but consistency is what's going to be breeding the good driving tonight. As long as you're hitting your marks consistently, time after time after time, you're going to be up there in the top 10 by the end of this piece. And keep in mind, the top 10 the top 10 drivers at the end of each stage do get awarded those bonus points for stage racing. So something to absolutely keep your eyes on here as we step aside to pay some bills on the Independence Racing Network. In 2007, Ray Regal had a vision of serving his fellow firefighters' breathing air needs better. As a City of Reading firefighter since 1975, he knows the difficulties of finding the best and most affordable service company to care for and manage the most important means of survival firefighters have: breathing air. Northeastern Fire and Air is committed to providing our brothers and sisters with the best service in the industry and at an affordable cost. For more information, call 610-207-6608 for a consultation today, and know that you can breathe easy with Northeastern Fire and Air.
I know belts and hoses, not X and O's. I do O2 sensors, but not defenses. Yeah, I make a right call to keep your car in the game. Don't even need a playbook, it's all in my brain. Fuel injectors, alternators, radiators too. It's who I am, it's what I do. Never know how. Never know
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back to Sheboygan County, Wisconsin, as you are watching the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series here on the Independence Racing Network. I'm Dave Regal here at the microphone tonight. We are in lap number 5 of 45, working our way toward lap number 10 here in stage one. And RP Allen getting all kinds of loose and crazy. One of the things that we watch here is the Allen boys are definitely both real quick on this racetrack. And just about everywhere we go, they're in the top 3, 4, 5 for a lot of our races. But here's the problem. Sometimes you get up there and you get a little bit overconfident and bad things happen, and you make one tiny mistake and that can ruin your race. So hopefully RP and Bennett Allen can be trying to finish 1 and 2 tonight here at Road America. Glad to have you all in with us. Welcome in to the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series broadcast booth. As, one of the things that we talk about so often here is, sorry about that, folks, is, we've got a lot of different course types. We've, of course, got our ovals and our short tracks, our mid-range tracks, or intermediates, as they're called, super speedways. Road courses are where things get a little bit different here on the iRacing.com servers. I mean, one of the things that, can drive an oval racer completely batty is when they have to change track types, especially because for weeks and weeks and weeks you're practicing ovals, you're working on ovals, and then all of a sudden you've got to turn right. That can be a little stressful, but the drivers here in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series are just perfect sometimes. I mean, we've gone races on ovals that a lot of times you'll see these drivers out here, basically, going caution free, and they manage to keep it between the lines. So, the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series, one of the safer series on the iRacing.com servers, definitely better than going out there in the public servers, as so many of us have made that mistake more than basically anybody wants to admit. Looking down now from our blimp cam at Clayton Davis here in the number 2 Ghost Energy Chevrolet Camaro, as he is running 6th right now, up 11 positions. But your biggest mover of the night so far is Bennett Allen in the number 3 Toyota Supra, as he is racing his way up to get behind his brother, as he is now just 5.5 seconds behind his brother RP Allen. Some other notable drivers tonight, as last Monday Jeff Carson's night was ended a little early, as he is now up 2 spots, running in 7th position right now here in the number 9 Napa Auto Parts Toyota Supra. One of the things is, here especially at Road America, is that we get so spread out because these drivers have a lot of different driving styles, and we're going to see them start to work their way around this piece in different fashions. You may see somebody who's really good at, road course driving, who otherwise is maybe mediocre or fair to middling at, oval driving. So we could see some people really work their way up through the field tonight, more so than usual, as Eugenio Alonso actually down 3 positions, running in P5 at the moment as he gets ready to enter here in the mid-stretch. We see Chris Claude up 2 spots, driving the number 10 Dasani Water Toyota Supra, as it looks like he's got a little bit of a different logo on the hood tonight, but of course always advertising that he is the commish of Sunday Night NASCAR Cup Series action. Of course, you can catch Sunday Night NASCAR's Cup Series over on ESPN and Sim Racing Media at 8:30 p.m. in prime time every Sunday night. Tuesday night, of course, brought to you by the Performance Motor Network. Brian Britt and the guys over there bringing your truck series. And I'll tell you what, every night of the week, at least Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, those 3 nights, these drivers are out here competing at one of the highest levels in iRacing. And as we see these guys get better and better every week, it starts to bring that familiarity, as we see Ricky Carmichael down on pit road. Not sure what's going on with him. Maybe deciding to come in early, as we are just on lap number 7. Not sure what's going on, as he is down there for pit service and has been down there for a few minutes. Take a look back here and see if we can't find out what happened to him. Taking a look here at lap number 5, Ricky Carmichael seemingly getting it wrong. Not real sure exactly what happened, so we'll take a look. And he just overcooks the corner and whams into the outside wall. Oh, and noses in. Oh! And to add insult to injury, the 16 of Zach Osborne spinning him like a top. Ricky able to get the car back moving, but definitely something that probably doesn't exactly bring a smile to his face as he gets back underway to get down there into the pits and get repaired. Hopefully he can get back out on track soon.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field worked its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Well, oh, the racket! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the left coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
Welcome back to Road America and the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series. I'm Dave Regal here at the microphone. RP and Bennett Allen leading the field tonight as Bennett Allen has now cut that lead to darn near in half as he is now just 2.18 seconds behind his brother Bennett. Eugenio Alonso running in third right now. Aaron Mack and Mike Wright, your points leader, rounding out the top 5. So these drivers tonight all kinds of cranked up and trying to get themselves back out on track. As we are on lap number 5, so we have just a few more moments before the end of the stage. So we're going to try to pull up one of our more notable racers tonight. Ricky Carmichael, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I do. How about you?
Ricky Carmichael, welcome into the Independence Racing Network broadcast booth. Listen, we're kind of honored to have the GOAT sitting with us tonight. What happened?
Thanks for having me.
Listen, we're glad to have you. And what happened with the 04 there when you got a little wild coming down the turn?
Yeah, coming into the kink there, and I just had way too much speed. I was making up some time on the 91, and Zach was behind me, pressuring me a little bit. And, same old thing, just ran out of talent and just pushed out a little bit too far. And as you know, it's super narrow there. And, ran out of space.
Yeah, it's never good when you run out of space, especially when you're running as well as you were. But I mean, listen, it's early here in your time with the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series. How do you like running with these guys so far?
Wow, it's a lot of fun. This is something that I really enjoy and can really get into. So first and foremost, I'm very appreciative of the opportunity that these guys have given me and inviting me in. It's a great group, a lot of fun, and hopefully everyone is enjoying the broadcast, and it's something that they will continue to watch every Monday night as this series comes to wind down. Hopefully next year I can make the whole thing and maybe get into the chase. That'd be a lot of fun and a goal that I'd like to set for myself.
Yeah, these drivers, I was talking a little bit earlier on the broadcast that, some of these drivers are driving on Sunday nights for Cup Series, Monday night Xfinity, and then Tuesday night in trucks. I mean, there's a lot of dedication here among the 3 series. And, for some guys, they've got full-time jobs like yourself where you've got a life outside of sim racing. So, there's a lot of talent here in the field.
Well, there is a lot of talent. These guys got a lot of they got a lot of experience. And to your point, I would love to do the trucks. I would love to do the Cup. I would love to do this also every Monday night. But you got a family, and I'm gone on the weekends, especially during Supercross series. So just the time commitment can be challenging. So anytime that I can get up here, like on a Monday night, is really fun for me. But yeah, man, the dedication that these drivers have to run all 3 series is a serious commitment, and kudos to them.
Yeah, man, without a doubt. And how many, just out of curiosity, as you're sitting down there on pit road, how long of repair do you have left?
I only have 1 minute and 30 seconds left, so almost done here. And we'll get back out, try to spin some laps.
All right, man. Well, listen, thanks for coming in with us, and good luck when you get back out there.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, Ricky. And we will send the GOAT back on over to the 1110 Mod Racing team. And, it's always nice when we get to see these guys who have that real-life experience, as now we are completing lap number 10. That will freeze the field as the first caution is thrown. It's going to be the only caution so far of the evening. Looks like we are going to be ending stage number 1 here. So the stage 1 results are R.P. Allen in the 03 Toyota Supra, sponsored by USAA. His brother Bennett Allen in the number 3 Toyota Supra, finishing in second. Aaron Mack in the number 31 All-State Peterbilt. Yes, it is the All-State Peterbilt Toyota Supra. So a triplet of Supras here atop the pile, followed by Mike Wright in the number 98 Ford Mustang. Zachary Vaughn in the 91, finishing in 5th. Rounding out the top 5 with John Bawalda, your Tuesday Night NASCAR Thunder Truck Series commissioner, finishing the 51 car in 6th position. Michael Astuto finishing stage 1 in 7th. Clayton Davis in that Ghost Energy number 2 Chevrolet Camaro, finishing in 8th. Brad Gunn finishing in 9th. And Chad Sanner, builder of the 1110 mods setups that Ricky Carmichael is using this evening, rounding out the top 10. And those drivers who will get those ever so precious bonus points at the end of the stage, of course, those points are awarded 10, 9, 8, 7, and so on from 1st to 10th position. We do see our friend Ricky Carmichael coming off of pit road, definitely looking like he's almost got a modified car running here, but I've got some faith that he'll be able to get out there, turn some laps, and get some more asphalt time in here in the simulator on iRacing.com. So pretty quiet first stage here. Not too much crazy stuff going on. However, as I say that, it looks like Eugenio Alonso has jumped to the pits. Not really sure what has gone on with him. Trying to find out what happened with Eugenio Alonso. Unfortunately, I'm working alone here, so it makes it a little tough to try to find. He may have had some other issue, as it looks like he had just simply jumped to the pits. Well, regardless, that'll leave R.P. Allen atop the pile as the pace car gets everybody lined back up here. We'll try to find just a little bit of what's going on. We'll take a look at that race info. We haven't really gotten time to do that tonight as things move pretty quickly here in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series. 75 degrees outside right now in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. That track temperature, though, is at 114 degrees for this 3.98-mile road course here in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Of course, as I mentioned, America's Dairyland. And, one of the things that I've always found interesting about Road America is it's got to be one of the most technical tracks to get around as far as road course driving in the NASCAR circuit. I mean, now there will be some changes coming up next year for Road America. We're going to see some more road courses. However, at the end of the day, it's whatever's going to sell ads and put butts in the seats. And quite frankly, if the fans want to see, road course racing, let's have it. And we see the cars getting ready to come down on a pit road. And while they do, we'll get ready to hear from our good friends over at Preen.
There's a new approach to lawn care, Preen One Lawn Care. Preen One does away with the hassle of multiple bags of different products. It has everything you need for a beautiful lawn in one bag. And all it takes is one application. For season-long weed control and feeding, apply the granules when the lawn is wet and weeds are actively growing. It blocks crabgrass all season. It prevents crabgrass seeds from growing. It kills the seedlings too, even when applied 4 weeks after they sprout. It's your best defense against tough weeds like dandelion, chickweed, henbit, and hundreds more. Plus, its slow-release formula feeds the lawn evenly for months to build stronger roots for maximum heat and drought resistance. Preen One delivers convenience and better performance in one package with one application. Spend more time enjoying your lawn and less time working on it. Preen One, and it's done. It's a lawn dream come true.
I know belts and hoses, not X and O's. I do O2 sensors, but not defenses. Yeah, I make a right call to keep your car in the game. Don't even need a playbook, it's all in my brain. Fuel injectors, alternators, radiators too. It's who I am, it's what I do. Never know how. Never know
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
In 2007, Ray Regal had a vision of serving his fellow firefighters' breathing air needs better. As a City of Reading firefighter since 1975, he knows the difficulties of finding the best and most affordable service company to care for and manage the most important means of survival firefighters have, breathing air. Northeastern Fire and Air is committed to providing our brothers and sisters with the best service in the industry and at an affordable cost. For more information, call 610-207-6608 for a consultation today and know that you can breathe easy with Northeastern Fire and Air.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Some amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Oh, the wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the left coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
Welcome back to Road America as we are on lap number 13 of 45, working our way toward lap number 20. Taking a look at our restart order here as Mike Wright going to lead the field back around to green as we have one more lap of caution here in stage number, well, basically the transition between stage 1 and stage 2. He'll be followed by Clayton Davis in the number 2 Chevrolet Camaro, sponsored by Ghost Energy. Check out Ghost Energy, folks. I can't say enough about it. I personally really enjoy it. They've got a Swedish fish flavor that is just out of this world. It really tastes like real Swedish fish, and just really good stuff. They've also got some Sour Patch Kids flavors, and you can either get it in the powder or the canned premixed beverage. It's all natural. It has no dyes in it, so you can check that out. Anyway, Clayton Davis will be followed by Jackson Derby in the number 34 Toyota Supra, sponsored by Cheetos. Carlos Ramos in the number 97 Toyota Supra, restarting in 4th. Brandon Minto in the number 12 Chevrolet Camaro, restarting in 5th. R.P. Allen restarting 6th. Bennett Allen starting 7th. Zachary Vaughn in 8th. Aaron Mack in 9th. And Chris Claude restarting in 10th. Going to be dropping in here real quick on R.P. Allen, as things just seem to have suddenly got real slow real fast. If that makes any sense. There it goes. Suddenly a little connection issue. R.P. Allen, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, brother?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, listen, great finish to the end there at stage number 1. How do you feel about that?
It's good. I got off track a few times, but the goal at Road America is to just not overdrive.
Yeah, a lot of drivers were overdriving, as you just mentioned, including some drivers that have a lot of experience here. So, what's your strategy going to be here it's going to be about 6 laps of stage number 2 once we get going back again here.
Stay on track, try to pass Mike Wright. I think he's about the only person besides Bennett that can compete. So, just gotta keep it on track and keep it easy. Yeah, you got it, man.
Mr. Allen, of course, his brother Bennett out there on track tonight. So everybody getting ready to gun it as Clayton Davis and Mike Wright going to be bringing the field back to the green flag here in just a moment. couple of cars looking a little rough tonight, but none the worse for the wear. As as long as they manage to keep it between the lines, we shouldn't have too many problems. Looks like we're going to have 16 cars on the lead lap, 17 cars on the lead lap when we come back to green. Eugenio Alonso down 1 lap, Ricky Carmichael down 5, but otherwise, these other drivers up here keeping it real on the lead lap as we see them getting ready to come back down toward the start here. I always think that this is one of the most exciting times in any race, and quite frankly, as we come through the final turn, we get ready to strap back in here as the iRacing.com pace car dives down pit road, and we will be going back green flag racing as Mike Wright and Clayton Davis bring the field back to the man in the stand with the green flag in his hand. And we are back underway as this angry-looking field comes over the hill and down toward turn number 1. Green flag here at Road America on the Independence Racing Network. We see Mike Wright just stretching out way early here as he wants to try to claim as much real estate between himself and Clayton Davis as he can. That allows him to kind of get into his groove a little bit as the field comes through turn number 3 and enters the middle stretch. I see Corey Burkett having gone off track yet again. Corey, has some bad luck here in many of our races. And, quite frankly, never good when you see that in a driver. It makes it rough for him. Whoa! Carlos Ramos bites the wall coming down into turn 5. And Mike Wright brings the field back up into turn 6. We can see everybody trying to keep all 4 of those tires on the asphalt. And we see Clayton Davis and Mike Wright doing battle here going into turn number 7. Turn 8 coming up. And it looks like Davis is going to just basically stay behind Wright, as is probably more than adequate at this stage in the race. But wow, what a great set of restarts here that we've had tonight. Of course, the initial, nothing real crazy going on, which is something that many races here on the iRacing.com servers can't say, as far as restarts, because sometimes you get those guys on those cold tires that just, overshoot everything. And we see Mike Wright and Clayton Davis coming down here into the backstretch and now getting ready to line up for the Canada corner. Looks like Clayton Davis and Bennett Allen getting ready to go at it hammer and tongs here. We'll turn on the battle box and we can take a look at that here in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Looks like Clayton Davis and Bennett Allen going to be going at it for a while here, as just 0.2 of a second separate these drivers. And now Bennett Allen looking on the right side of Clayton Davis, trying to get the edge on him on the inside of the turn. That forces Davis out to the left side, the outside of that particular turn. And again, Bennett Allen trying to get the inside edge, as it were, on Clayton Davis. The 2 and the 3 going at it with the 0-3 of R.P. Allen, Bennett's brother, just behind. Things starting to heat up early as Bennett Allen now securing P2 away from Clayton Davis, where he had restarted here on lap number 16. About 5 laps left here in stage number 2. And now it looks like R.P. Allen going to be using the exact same move as his brother did to get around Clayton Davis and shuffle Clayton all the way back here now to 4th, as he had just restarted in 2nd. Bennett Allen up 17 positions, up to 2nd position now, chasing down points leader Mike Wright. Clayton Davis up 13 positions. They are both the biggest movers with a combined 30 spots gained between the two of them out of this 20-car field. Eugenio Alonso back out on track. He's trying to keep it nice and easy here behind the 36 car of Brad Gunn. And we see Brad just able to hold him back, but that, oof. We're going to take a look here if we can That left front suspension. Nope, maybe we can. But I'll tell you what, that left front wheel definitely not looking healthy here on Eugenio Alonso's number 86 Chevrolet Camaro. So he is going to have a problem. But I'll tell you what, as long as he can keep it okay, looks like the battle is going to be pretty much all his here, as he will be that free pass car. Looks like Chris Claude had gone off track. We'll take a look back here. And we see Claude just getting ready to just completely overcook the corner, as we see that left front just coming all the way up. Chris getting ready to turn some real fast laps, just could not keep it together. And again, those two front tires just look like they are towed all the way in. My goodness. John Bawalda now chasing down the 36 of Brad Gunn, with nothing but Eugenio Alonso between those two drivers. Bennett Allen now chasing down brother RP Allen as they are matching one another step for step. Looks like Bennett trying to look on the inside of every turn, and it looks like maybe they have just practicing together a little bit too much. And now watching the 39 machine of Michael Astuto, followed by the 59 of Chad Sanner, chasing down Brandon Minto in his number 12 Chevrolet Camaro. Sanner, the setup builder, of course, for the 1110 Mods race team in the number. And then we take a look here at Michael Astuto in the number 39 Cookout Ford Mustang. I got to be honest with you, folks, I have not had Cookout, but from what I understand, it's supposed to be very good. I was down in Myrtle Beach for the last several days, and apparently Cookout very big down there in Myrtle Beach. So, folks, if you know anything about it, let me know about it so I can maybe have a little bit better insight. We see the 13 of Corey Burkett just completely torn to shreds here as he once again gets off track and basically, doesn't hit any walls, but my goodness, it doesn't get any closer than that. Aaron Mack, of course, also on lap number 17, getting it all wrong. We'll take a look at that since we're here already in replay land. We see Aaron Mack in the 31 mobile, that Allstate Peterbilt Toyota Supra. It looks like Minto gets a little loose behind him. Mack gets nervous, overshoots, and just gets nudged along there in the left rear quarter panel by Brandon Minto. But still pretty early here in this campaign, so he should be able to recover fairly simply here on lap number 18 of 45. Working our way toward lap number 20 here in stage number 2. We'll take a look at our race leader, Mike Wright, who has himself about a 3-second lead over RP Allen. Watching Chad Sanner now in the number 59 Black Rifle Coffee Chevrolet Camaros. He is still chasing down Michael Astuto in the Cookout Ford Mustang. It looks like Astuto, Sanner, and Vaughn going to be battling it out here. And quite frankly, this may be one of the best battles that we have going on the track right now. And we now see Zachary Vaughn getting passed by the 86 of Eugenio Alonso. So not real sure if he's got some kind of a mechanical issue, but Chad Sanner now looking to the right side, the inside of the 39 of Michael Astuto. Astuto able to get the run on Sanner as Astuto now chasing down Brandon Minto. And we see Minto leading Astuto and Sanner down into Canada corner. 2 to go now here in stage number 2, as it looks like Alexander Gangler has also gone down to pit road, as he has just had himself a real rough night, as he hasn't even gotten himself out for one official lap yet. So we'll welcome him in to the track once he gets out there and moving here in the number 82 machine. I'd say welcome, but hey, Alexander, if you can hear me, and I know that you're watching the broadcast, let's keep it between the lines on the race surface. What do you say? Oh, and Sanner gets it all kinds of wrapped around. We see Chad Sanner having just come through the start-finish line here as he gets ready to go down into turn number 1. And we see him just completely overcook turn 2 and wrap it around behind Brandon Minto. That's something that you don't see every day, especially from Chad Sanner. We'll have to check in with him after stage number 2 as we are on lap number 19, getting ready to go for lap number 20 here at Road America in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Mike Wright in the number 98 Ford Performance Ford Mustang here, leading the field on lap number 19, once again passing that REV Vehicles for Life sponsorship. You know, kind of strange that REV would have, I guess to me, it would be kind of strange that REV would have some kind of a sponsorship here in Wisconsin, as we are not too far away from Appleton, Wisconsin. And as I just mentioned, we're only about an hour away from Appleton, Wisconsin, which of course is the home of Pierce Manufacturing, proudly assembling fire apparatus for generations of firemen everywhere. And they're headquartered over in Appleton, Wisconsin. Mike Wright, the number 98, bringing it around here on lap number 20, working his way. We're just about halfway through this lap, so we should start to see him get ready to bring it home. Zachary Vaughn chasing down Brandon Minto just about 5/10 of a second, almost 6/10 of a second. Looks like they're going to be at it side by side with, that he is going to be side by side with Brad Gunn before all is said and done. John Bawalda III just in front of Aaron Mack in the 31. John Bawalda chasing down Brad Gunn, as it looks like he isn't ready to be put to bed early tonight whatsoever. And it looks like he is going to probably be the last car here in the top 10, which will conclude stage number 2. So once John here crosses the start-finish line, we will have that caution fly out. And we can see just the distance. You know, 3/4 of a second doesn't sound like a lot, but here in a race, especially at the speeds that these drivers are going, you know, that's a lot of distance between these drivers. And at the same time, we're thinking about, my goodness, you know, as he gets ready to go down. Whoa! The 39 car just got it all kinds of crazy. I'm sorry, that may be Aaron Mack. I'm sorry, the 31 car of Aaron Mack getting it all kinds of crazy a moment ago. Back there in 12th position. And John Bawalda getting ready to go here into the final transition. And just as John Bawalda going to get ready to cross start-finish line, we will see that caution flag fly and the conclusion of stage number 2 here at Road America. Mike Wright, your stage 2 winner. As he is going to let that car cool down, we will go down and see if we can get a moment to chat with him. Seems like we talk with Mike Wright just about every week. Mike Wright, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Copy, Dave.
Hey, man, listen, you know, I feel like we kind of just talk every week. We might as well have the Mike Wright segment every week. I mean, here you are taking the green and white checkered flag at the end of stage 2. How's that Ford Mustang feeling?
It seems all right. That first stage, a little hard to tell what was going to be going on because I got cleaned out into one, and that kind of ruined my tires. So took up a lot of lost time too. So part of the reason why I cut the stage early and flipped it with pitting, that paid off. It was nice to have the clean run here at the front. I'm surprised they didn't catch me, even with a small difference in tires. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens in the last stage here as far as pit strategies.
Yeah, it looks like pit strategies definitely came into play here, as you were one of only 3 drivers in the top 10 to come down pit road after stage number 1, or not to come down pit road after stage 1. So definitely a couple of different things working here out on the racetrack tonight. But overall, are you going to be making any changes to that number 98 Ford Mustang or no?
I've done a little air pressure here and some tape changes, so we might do a little bit more. A little bit longer runs here, no matter what strategy you take. So worn tires are going to come into play. So you might see a bit of a difference in who's got pace after about 8 or 10 laps, because we really hadn't put in that much right now with the way the stages flew there.
All right, brother. Well, listen, we thank you for your time, and good luck in stage number 3 here, and maybe we'll see you in victory lane or somewhere on the podium, as it seems like we do every week at the end of our races.
I strive to talk to you. That's all I needed to do.
Hey, everybody should set goals, and if you want to hang out with me, you're more than welcome to, brother.
I keep the line open. Maybe not on the road course, but other weeks you jump in anytime you want.
All right, man. Thank you very much. That was Mike Wright, our stage 2 winner and our points leader here in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series. Glad to have him with us, as always. We had talked earlier to, of course, the GOAT, Ricky Carmichael. Looks like Ricky has put it on the hauler for the evening. Not necessarily a bad decision, you know, as he had been knocked and banged around pretty hard. But you know what? There's always, you know, for lack of a better term, I'm a Philadelphia sports fan, so there's always next week. And quite frankly, for Ricky Carmichael, he's done some things in racing that many of us couldn't even dream of doing. So, you know, quite frankly, I'm just glad to be able to have these guys here with us on a Monday night. I'm going to drop in here with let's see, Chad Sanner in the number 59. Chad Sanner, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's up, buddy? How are ya?
Every day's a new adventure here on the Independence Racing Network. How's that car feeling out there tonight?
She's feeling good. I'm not feeling too good. Doing donuts in the middle of the track during the race isn't very good. It's not indicative to a good finish, but yeah, the car's feeling awesome.
No, when your car came around, it kind of reminded me of the Little Rascals movie from the early 90s when they put the Blur 2 into spin, and it just sat there and did a pirouette.
Yep. That's what I did.
Well, you know, it's not the end of the world. I mean, listen, you're sitting here in P11. You know, are you gonna be coming down pit road then for service? Because I know that there were 3 drivers at the end of stage 1 that didn't, and you really don't have that many laps on these tires.
Yeah, I'm definitely coming down. I mean, I didn't really even think about that too much, but yeah, my tires were pretty good after the first one, so. But I'm gonna come down anyway, because this next stage is a long one. That last stage would have been the one that you would want to not come down pit road. This one, I don't think so.
Well, that's very true. Well, I mean, here's the thing. There's different pit strategies. It's kind of like, different strokes for different folks. So I totally understand. And listen, man, before we cut you loose, the pride of Smithfield, Pennsylvania, how does it feel to be out there building these setups, especially for your 1110 Mods team? I mean, you're basically kind of a wizard, don't you think?
Not really. I'm just dabbling in it, but it's fun to help my guys, man. They're all good guys, and they're all improving every week, and it's just really fun to help them out. Honestly, that's what I like about it.
Hey, trust me, I absolutely get it. Well, listen, we're going to cut you loose, but listen, enjoy the rest of your race, and maybe we'll see you there on the podium at the end of stage 3.
Hopefully. Thanks, Dave. Have a good night.
You too, Chad. Well, that was Chad Sander, driver of the number 59 Black Rifle Coffee Chevrolet Camaro, and always glad to have these guys stop in here with us as we get him on back to his Discord channel. Folks, if I don't mention enough, Discord is the way that many of the drivers on the iRacing.com servers communicate with one another. It's a program online, of course, that we can obviously, talk to different people at different times. So it definitely helps in being able to get these folks to you. And speaking of getting to you, we are going to step aside here and pay some bills on the Independence Racing Network.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Well, oh, the racket! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the West Coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
There's a new approach to lawn care, Preen One Lawn Care. Preen One does away with the hassle of multiple bags of different products. It has everything you need for a beautiful lawn in one bag. And all it takes is one application. For season-long weed control and feeding, apply the granules when the lawn is wet and weeds are actively growing. It blocks crabgrass all season. It prevents crabgrass seeds from growing. It kills the seedlings too, even when applied 4 weeks after they sprout. It's your best defense against tough weeds like dandelion, chickweed, henbit, and hundreds more. Plus, its slow-release formula feeds the lawn evenly for months to build stronger roots for maximum heat and drought resistance. Preen One delivers convenience and better performance in one package with one application. Spend more time enjoying your lawn and less time working on it. Preen One, and it's done. It's a lawn dream come true.
I know belts and hoses, not X and O's. I do O2 sensors, but not defenses. Yeah, I make a right call to keep your car in the game. Don't even need a playbook, it's all in my brain. Fuel injectors, alternators, radiators too. It's who I
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
In 2007, Ray Regal had a vision of serving his fellow firefighters' breathing air needs better. As a City of Reading firefighter since 1975, he knows the difficulties of finding the best and most affordable service company to care for and manage the most important means of survival firefighters have, breathing air. Northeastern Fire and Air is committed to providing our brothers and sisters with the best service in the industry and at an affordable cost. For more information, call 610-207-6608 for a consultation today and know that you can breathe easy with Northeastern Fire and Air. Welcome back to Road America. We're right here in the Independence Racing Network studios in Conshohocken, Pennsylvania. I'm Dave Regal here at the microphone. You're watching Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series action here on the Independence Racing Network. Jeff Carson getting ready to bring the field back around for the start of stage number 3. Of course, we'll be going all the way to lap number 45. Mike Wright going to be in P2, Carlos Ramos in 3rd, Bennett Allen in 4th, and Michael Astuto going to be restarting in 5th. These drivers have worked their way up all night long, and, quite frankly, Jeff Carson up 8 spots, chose not to come down pit road at the conclusion of lap number 2, so he's definitely got the worn tires as nothing but freshies behind him from Mike Wright all the way back through the rest of the field. So Jeff Carson, the only driver not to come down pit road. Jeff Carson probably going to be trying to get out of the way of some of these faster drivers as he is on those older tires. So perhaps he has some kind of a different strategy than everybody else. Not real sure. But with it'll be 21 laps to go once we come back to green. So going to be kind of an interesting restart here at Road America in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. And one of the things about Road America that makes it so interesting is all of the events that they have hosted. I mean, basically, the Cup Series was here in 1956, and Tim Flock was the winner that day, driving for Bill Strope. Then they didn't come. There was basically nothing from 1957 all the way to 2020, and came back in 2021, where of course Chase Elliott in the Hendrick Motorsports number 9 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet Camaro brought home the checkered flag that day. So we'll get to the Xfinity stats in just a moment, but right now, taking a look at Jeff Carson as we get restarted here at Road America. We see Bennett Allen working the rear of the 97 of Carlos Ramos, basically sniffing that exhaust pipe as here on the right rear side here of Carlos Ramos. Ramos holding him off the best that he can, but now Bennett Allen swings to the left side now of Ramos, tries to get the edges. He's going to be set up here on the inside. They're side by side going down into turn number 5. Looks like Bennett, hops the curb, decides to take that right on the chin as they get ready to go up the hill here to turn number 6. And they are side by side getting ready to go into 7. Looks like Bennett Allen going to swing it out and finally secure the position away from Carlos Ramos pretty safely overall as they get ready to go down into turn number 8 and 9. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there was nothing in the Cup Series from 1957 to 2020. However, the Xfinity Series hadn't even run here at all during any of those previous iterations of NASCAR here at Road America. They returned in 2010 And Carl Edwards for Roush Fenway had brought home the checkered flag. 2011 and 12 was Reed Sorensen and Nelson Piquet Jr. Of course, in 2011, Ricky Carmichael, driver of tonight's 04 Chevrolet, had finished 9th in that particular race. However, he is not on track now. But this year's winner back in July was Ty Gibbs. Of course, we did not run that race as the schedule would have made that July 4th, so we're actually making up the race now, which is why we're here when really we don't have to be, we shouldn't be, but making it up, which, you know, sometimes that's the nice part about sim racing, that we can make it any day, any time, day or night, as long as we can make it work. And folks, if you're just tuning in on YouTube.com, welcome in. Glad to have you with us, as it looks like I'm going to have to start clearing out some spam, so I'm just going to take a moment here and clear that out for us. Now that that's all cleared up, Brooke Ard making sure that she's calling out for Aaron Mack. Aaron Mack driving the number 31 Allstate Peterbilt Toyota Supra. And I'll tell you what, he's a little twisted up right now, but running in 10th position, so not too shabby for the driver of the 31 car tonight. And that Toyota Supra chases down Brandon Minto in his number 12 Chevrolet Camaro. Chad Sander running in 8th right now. R.P. Allen in the 03 USAA Toyota Supra running in 7th. Clayton Davis in the Ghost Energy number 2 Chevrolet Camaro running in 6th. Michael Astuto in the number 39 Cookout Ford Mustang running in 5th. Jeff Carson in the number 9 Napa Auto Parts Toyota Supra. Of course, the number 9 usually a Chevrolet sponsored by Napa Auto Parts from the Hendrick Motorsports stable. Now a Toyota, of course, once again, that's part of the beauty of sim racing. Carlos Ramos in the 97 Toyota Supra running in 3rd. Bennett Allen in the 3 car, and Mike Wright, your points leader, also your race leader, up here in the number 98 Ford Proud Ford Mustang. Leads the way here, as he has just led the fastest lap on track tonight at 2 minutes 13 seconds, .93. Aaron Mack in the number 31 locks him up going into turn 5. Trying to recover, as it looks like Jeff Carson has gone off track here. We'll take a look. And we see Jeff Carson in the number 9 machine. We'll try to get a better camera angle of this, as if we can pull up our drone camera. As it looks like going into turn 5, Carson just overshoots it, and on those worn tires, he just gets all the way down into the sand pit, manages to recover, keep it off the wall, which of course is the most important thing here in this situation, and he gets back out there and underway. There's a lot of real estate between Mike Wright and Bennett Allen right now, as Bennett Allen 3.14 seconds behind Mike Wright. 7 seconds separate Ramos from Allen, and 4.5 seconds separate Michael Astuto from Carlos Ramos. So not a whole lot going on there in that top three, but taking a look now at Zachary Vaughn chasing down Jeff Carson, as Carson did not opt to come in for pit service at the end of stage 2, as we are now on lap with 18 to go. As, quite frankly, Jeff Carson just choosing to take another pit strategy here. Didn't get a chance to talk to him during the stage break, as I thought maybe he would come down. Chose not to, as he is still holding steady here in the top 10, being chased down by Zachary Vaughn. John Bawalda and Brad Gunn having some problems here. And we see John Bawalda coming down just actually behind Jeff Carson as they come down into turn number 5. And turn 5 seems to be quite a problem as drivers get on that curb and it just turns them around. We'll take a look now on what happened with Brad Gunn, who I'm assuming may have fallen victim to the same thing. Of course, I've been wrong before, and perhaps Brad Gunn will prove me wrong yet again. Unfortunately, the way that this is setting itself up, it looks like Brad Gunn overshot turn 5 and got himself all the way down there just outside the turn itself. Your top 10 is made up of Mike Wright in the number 98 Ford Mustang, followed by Bennett Allen, 2.82 seconds behind him now, as he is closing in ever so gently, now 2.5 seconds behind Mike Wright. Carlos Ramos in the number 97 Toyota Supra in third. Michael Astuto in the number 39 Ford Mustang Cookout machine as he gets ready to head into turn 5. Looks like he is going to hit the mark just right. Clayton Davis in the number 2 Ghost Energy machine. Chad Sander in 6th. R.P. Allen in 7th. Aaron Mack in 8th. Jeff Carson in 9th, driving the number 9 with Zachary Vaughn rounding out the top 10. Your lead lap cars go like this. Chris Claude in the number 10 is running in 11th right now. And John Bawalda in the 51 running in 12th. And Brad Gunn in the 13 car. Followed by Jackson Derby. Oh, and Derby gets himself sideways. We'll take a look back here and see exactly what might have happened to Derby. Jackson Derby has to have several incident points tonight as he just overshoots another turn. And quite frankly, listen, there are some drivers like myself who are just not comfortable on a road course. And here's Jackson Derby yet again, looking at him live, getting himself sideways in turn 5 as he gets ready to go up to turn 6. Let's take a look. We're going to see if he can make it the rest of the way on this circuit, maybe keeping it between all of these lines. Looks like Corey Burkett trying to get Jackson Derby around him, maybe to keep himself out of harm's way, as Corey Burkett himself, one of those drivers that has some really tough luck from time to time here. Burkett running right now in 15th position, driving the number 13. The last car on the lead lap as he looks up ahead of him. Mike Wright still leads this field. There is, oh my goodness, a long way all the way up there to the leader, as just about a minute and a half between Corey Burkett and Mike Wright. In 2007, Ray Riegel had a vision of serving his fellow firefighters' breathing air needs better. As a City of Reading firefighter since 1975, he knows the difficulties of finding the best and most affordable service company to care for and manage the most important means of survival firefighters have, breathing air. Northeastern Fire and Air is committed to providing our brothers and sisters with the best service in the industry and at an affordable cost. For more information, call 610-207-6608 for a consultation today and know that you can breathe easy with Northeastern Fire and Air.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
I know belts and hoses, not X and O's. I do O2 sensors, but not defenses. Yeah, I make a right call to keep your car in the game. Don't even need a playbook, it's all in my brain. Fuel injectors, alternators, radiators too. It's who I am, it's what I do. Never know how. Never know how.
There's a new approach to lawn care, Preen One Lawn Care. Preen One does away with the hassle of multiple bags of different products. It has everything you need for a beautiful lawn in one bag. And all it takes is one application. For season-long weed control and feeding, apply the granules when the lawn is wet and weeds are actively growing. It blocks crabgrass all season. It prevents crabgrass seeds from growing. It kills the seedlings too, even when applied 4 weeks after they sprout. It's your best defense against tough weeds like dandelion, chickweed, henbit, and hundreds more. Plus, its slow-release formula feeds the lawn evenly for months to build stronger roots for maximum heat and drought resistance. Preen One delivers convenience and better performance in one package with one application. Spend more time enjoying your lawn and less time working on it. Preen One, and it's done. It's a lawn dream come true.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Well, oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the Left Coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
Welcome back to Road America. You're watching the Independence Racing Network live on YouTube.com. I'm Dave Riegel here at the microphone. This is the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series on iRacing.com, sponsored by Butt Kicker and RS Button Boxes, and proudly presented by Northeastern Fire and Air. Bennett Allen, your race leader now, managed to get himself around Mike Wright, and not real sure what exactly may have happened with Mike Wright. We're going to take a look here, as it looks like he may have crashed, and we'll run it back and we'll take a look. And we see Mike right here in the 98 crossing the start-finish line. And it looks like as he got ready to set up to go down into turn one, just completely overcooked it. And we see right here is where he overcooked it and just got on that curb and brought it all the way around. Bennett Allen managing to get around him without too much issue. However, that obviously smoked those tires, so Mike Wright definitely having to go in for some pit service. And that'll put Bennett Allen in the race lead up here in P1 and shuffling Mike Wright all the way back to P number 9. So putting him just barely inside the top 10 for tonight's race here at Road America. 13 to go now as Carlos Ramos running in P2. Michael Astuto in the number 39 Cookout Ford Mustang running in third. R.P. Allen in fourth. Chad Sanner in fifth. Zachary Vaughn in sixth. Clayton Davis in seventh. Mike Wright in eighth. Aaron Mack in ninth, also on pit road, followed by Brad Gunn in 10th, coming down pit road now. Roman on our YouTube.com live chat saying, let's go Bennett. Obviously cheering on Mr. Allen here atop the pile in the number 3 Toyota Supra. We have had quite a night tonight. If you care to take a look, Ricky Carmichael, the GOAT of all that is motocross and dirt bike racing, in with us earlier on the broadcast at the end of stage number 1. Great to have him in with us and running in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series, as these drivers among the best on the iRacing.com servers. I mean, realistically, you look at some of the racing that we see day in and day out on the iRacing.com servers, and these drivers are cranked all the way to crazy, if you will, as they're out here competing week after week at just one of the highest levels that you see in all of racing, where they're able to race clean and competitively. You know, something that oftentimes, especially when you're talking about novices and amateurs, you know, you have to remember, a lot of us, you're sitting in gym shorts and a pair of socks racing, and, you know, these drivers make it no different. Snaggy Clout says that he thinks that Clayton Davis here in the number 2 Ghost Energy Chevrolet Camaro trying to make a finish without a pit, and that may be his strategy. I got to be honest, he last came in on lap number 22, as many of those drivers have, and I still think that we're going to see drivers like Carlos Ramos and Michael Astuto, who both came down on lap 22, having to come down pit road, as Bennett Allen just coming off of pit road in P4, followed by Mike Wright, who is now chasing him down, getting ready to come into turn number 1. You see the number 91 of Zachary Vaughn getting back on track. We'll run it back here and show you exactly what happened here as he came down the hill. As many drivers have tonight. Now, Zachary Vaughn just came in on lap number 33. He just overcooks the turn on those cold tires, gets it all kinds of wrong, and manages to get off track. But 12 to go here at Road America, as now Zachary Vaughn passing John Bawala III for P10. Still chasing down Aaron Mack and Jeff Carson, as it looks like Carson trying to hold off Zachary Vaughn with now 3.7 seconds and closing for Vaughn, as Carson working on Aaron Mack with 2.75 seconds between the two of them. Pretty big gap between Mack and Sanner, as Sanner is now 38 seconds, 38.13 seconds over top of Mack. The Allen brothers lead the race tonight. R.P. Allen in the 03 Toyota Supra, followed by Bennett Allen in the number 3 Toyota Supra. Lead Mike Wright, who has now clawed his way back up into P3 after falling back to nearly out of the top 10 after he had gotten it all wrong. Now running in P3, Clayton Davis in the number 2 Ghost Energy Chevrolet Camaro, followed by Chad Sanner in the number 59 Black Rifle Coffee Chevrolet Camaro. Rounding out your top 5. You're watching the Independence Racing Network. I'm Dave Regal here at the microphone. Glad to have you in with us. And folks, if you are just tuning in, make sure that you give us a shout there in the live chat. Let us know who you're pulling for, as we have heard from the godfather of the Sunday Night NASCAR family of racing, Leo Bonacasa. We've heard from Tyler, Brooke Ard, Roman. Looks like Bennett Allen is also being cheered on by Leo Bonacasa. Take a look here at Bennett leading this race in his number 3 ITV Toyota Supra. And Snaggy Clout also calling out for Clayton Davis in the number 2 Ghost Energy Chevrolet Camaro.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the left coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Bennett Allen, your race leader here at Road America on the Independence Racing Network, brought to you by RS Button Box's Butt Kicker, proudly presented by Northeastern Fire and Air here on iRacing.com. He is followed by Mike Wright in the number 98 Ford Mustang. RP Allen in the 03 follows Mike Wright, as there is now just 11.11 seconds between RP Allen and Mike Wright. Mike Wright trying to close in on Bennett Allen the best that he can, so Wright separating the Allen brothers. Clayton Davis running in P4, doing his very best to catch up to RP Allen, who has a 15-second lead over him. Don't look now, but Chad Sander in the number 59 Black Rifle Coffee Chevrolet Camaro chasing down Clayton Davis, as he is followed by Carlos Ramos in the number 97 Toyota Supra. Michael Astuto in the number 39 Cookout Ford Mustang is chased down by Aaron Mack, who is 20.98 now, 21.05 seconds behind Astuto. Zachary Vaughn just 2 seconds behind Aaron Mack. And rounding out your top 10 in the number 9 Napa Auto Parts Toyota Supra is Jeff Carson, who has not been down pit road since lap number 30. However, the oldest tires right now on the circuit are Clayton Davis and Chad Center, both coming down on lap number 22. And RP Allen last coming down on lap number 23. So these drivers definitely going to have to come down at some point. With now 8 to go here in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Road America. And, we've had a couple of different winners here in stage number 1 and 2, as we had stage breaks at lap number 10 and number 20. And now we're working our way toward lap number 45 with 8 to go. So working our way around lap number 38 here at Road America. RP Allen getting it all kinds of wrong. We'll take a run back and see exactly what might have happened to him, as it looks like coming down into Canada corner, he just got it all wrong. And we see him coming down into Canada corner. He just could not keep it on the track, and he doesn't lock him up. He keeps it spinning. We can see him collecting a whole lot of sand. He's going to have to clean those tires off as he got going right again. And back live, he doesn't lose any positions, but it does allow Clayton Davis to get just a little bit closer and Mike Wright to get a little bit further away from him here with 7 to go at Road America. Zach Vaughn getting it all wrong, if you will. We'll take a look back here and see exactly what might have happened. As we see him once again on turn 5, it just seems to be one of those really tough turns here at Road America. We see him coming down. He gets loose as he comes over the crest of the hill. And once you get loose coming over the crest of the hill, sometimes that suspension just does not get, back underneath you before you've all your braking power, is there, all but locking them up. So unfortunately for Zachary Vaughn, running in 10th right now, not a good turn through 5, as it leaves Jeff Carson, who is out there on just about the oldest tires in this piece, to get just a little bit further away from you. And we can see that Zachary Vaughn able to get around Jeff Carson here. Oh, as Zachary Vaughn gets off track yet again. Not the end of the world, but, here's the thing. We're getting to that point in the race as, we see John Bawalda getting around him. This is not the time where you want to be making those mental mistakes, as we're taking a look at Bennett Allen, who has just been running an absolute perfect race all night long in the number 3 Toyota Supra. Followed by Mike Wright, R.P. Allen, Carlos Ramos, Clayton Davis, Chad Sanner, Michael Astuto in the number 39 Cookout Ford Mustang, Aaron Mack, Jeff Carson, and Zachary Vaughn in his number 91 Chevrolet Camaro, rounding out the top 10. And quite frankly, we're going to take a look here at the closest battle on track right now. And, it doesn't even feel close, as Jeff Carson is being chased down by Zachary Vaughn. Clayton Davis being chased down by Chad Sanner. Sanner just 1.23 seconds behind Davis and closing for the moment, but it looks like now Sanner may have backed off and now is 1.5 seconds behind Clayton Davis. We can see here on your screen right here on the left-hand side just how many off-tracks that these drivers have had. Of course, R.P. Allen with 12 off-tracks for the evening, but Corey Burkett and Jackson Derby leading the way with the off-track situations here, as they are both 17X on the off-track situations, and they are both listed as out of this race. Of course, they are followed by Brandon Minto, Eugenio Alonso, Zach Osborne, Ricky Carmichael, and Drew Lowe. So kind of in some good company there, as Ricky Carmichael, Zach Osborne, and Eugenio Alonso usually up pretty fairly competitive here in these pieces in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series. But tonight, just not able to keep it all together on the racetrack. And you know what? It's just kind of a different deal. It's not the end of the world by any stretch of the time. And to be completely honest with you folks, it happens. It's not the end of the world. You know, we're on a different type of surface. We're definitely on a different type of track. So these drivers, you know, need not, of course I say this from safely here in the broadcast booth, but these drivers do not need to be stressed out completely, as, you know, this is just a different type of track. It's not the end of the world. Just 12 cars on the lead lap here at Road America, and you can see just how much space there is between 12th and 1st. Of course, right now, 12th place behind 1st by 1 minute 26 seconds. So just about a full half lap behind, as Brad Gunn almost a full lap behind, but quite frankly, still able to keep it up here and competitive. So a lot going on in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series with 4 to go now. Bennett Allen, your race leader, followed by Mike Wright, your points leader. R.P. Allen in the 03 Toyota Supra, chased down by Carlos Ramos. So a lot going on here, yet still, even as these laps have wound down to basically next to nothing tonight, you're watching Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series racing on the Independence Racing Network, brought to you by Butt Kicker, RS Button Boxes, and proudly presented by Northeastern Fire and Air. And these drivers tonight have really shown what they're made of as far as making sure that each and every lap is just right, or Mike Wright, as you would say when thinking about our points leader. Bennett Allen leads the way, and he has almost 12 seconds between himself and Mike Wright. R.P. Allen with 26 seconds between himself and Mike Wright. So basically, it looks like 1 and 2 are pretty much sealed away here, with 3 to go now at Road America. Carlos Ramos running in 4th, and Chad Sanner just having to come down pit road at the worst possible moment, as he is in for pit service. Sanner not out of gas, but probably as close as you can get to it. Driver of the number 59 car from Smithfield, Pennsylvania, looks like he is coming in for just a splash of fuel and takes off, get back out on track here. Right now, the closest battle on track is between Clayton Davis and Michael Astuto in the number 39 and the 2, respectively. We see the 2 coming up into turn 6, headed towards 7, with Astuto in hot pursuit, but that half a second you would think seems really quick, but on a track like this, it's just spread out a little bit as they come down toward turn number 5. And we'll see if we can pull that camera angle up there as I lost my cursor.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
In 2007, Ray Regal had a vision of serving his fellow firefighters' breathing air needs better. As a City of Reading firefighter since 1975, he knows the difficulties of finding the best and most affordable service company to care for and manage the most important means of survival firefighters have, breathing air. Northeastern Fire and Air is committed to providing our brothers and sisters with the best service in the industry and at an affordable cost. For more information, call 610-207-6608 for a consultation today and know that you can breathe easy with Northeastern Fire and Air.
I know belts and hoses, not X and O's. I do O2 sensors, but not defenses. Yeah, I make a right call to keep your car in the game. Don't even need a playbook, it's all in my brain. Fuel injectors, alternators, radiators too. It's who I am, it's what I do. Never know how. Never know how.
The white flag is waving here at Road America on the Independence Racing Network. You are watching Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series Racing, exclusively provided for you here on YouTube.com by the Independence Racing Network. I am Dave Regal here at the microphone, and you are watching Bennett Allen, who has just been so strong all night long as he comes through turn 5 and gets ready to head up here toward turn 6 one more time as he is up 18 positions from where he had started this race way back in 19th place, just shy of starting at the back of the field. So Bennett Allen has absolutely earned this tonight as we see him come down into turn number 8 and now to 9 as he gets ready to come down through Speedville, brought to you by Johnsonville Brats. Of course, you are watching the Independence Racing Network, brought to you, proudly presented by Northeastern Fire and Air, RS Button Boxes, and Butt Kicker here on the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series. And as Bennett Allen comes down the kick, it's almost like he's gotten himself even faster as he comes down the backstretch into Canada Corner. We're going to see him make his way into Canada Corner one more time. He sets up on the outside, hits that apex just perfectly as he's ready to come up the hill through this little serpentine deal as he heads toward the final turn here at Road America in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. He gets ready to go underneath the REV Vehicles for Life banner one more time. It looks like we are going to see quite a finish here as Bennett Allen has a 11.4 second lead over Mike Wright, your points leader, and we can see him getting a little wobbly here as he is ready to celebrate that checkered flag that is now waving at Road America. As the other drivers here on our podium, Mike Wright and Carlos Ramos, finish their laps, they're going to be followed by R.P. Allen, Clayton Davis. And you know what? Clayton Davis and Michael Astudo not done yet as they go into Canada Corner. We're going to stay right here with Davis and Astudo. And it looks like Davis going to run away with that lead over top of Astudo now by just about 0.3 of a second. Astudo tries to make a run here at the start-finish line, but not able to finish the deal. Jeff Carson probably going to be finishing in 8th, Zachary Vaughn in 9th, and Aaron Mack in 10th, with Chris Cloud rounding out the top 11 and the lead lap cars here at Road America. We're going to see if we can get a hold of our race leader, Michael Bennett Allen. Bennett Allen, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Oh, yes, sir, I do.
Man, congratulations on tonight's run. I mean, you have just been cranked up to crazy all night long, up 18 positions from where you had started. I don't even feel like I have to ask the question, but I guess, you know, the broadcaster in me says so. How's that 3-car feeling tonight?
Oh, man, it was on rails today. I mean, no words can describe, like, just how fast it was. You know, for a setup that was made, like, 5 weeks ago, it was just amazing. And you know, it was just, I don't know, just in the corners it turned so well. There's a couple left-hand, you know, slow-speed corners that sucked, but overall, man, it was, the JCTV Toyota Supra was just on rails today. I have just, like, no words.
Yeah, I mean, listen, as we decide to go there and celebrate here at the start-finish line, I mean, listen, you had that car dialed in all night long. I mean, now, your setup builder was, were you Chad Sanders' teammate tonight for that?
No, just VRS, man. VRS's road setups for NASCAR have been crazy good. You know, we did really well at RRP, and even COTA was good earlier in the year, which I didn't race that race, but I heard it was good. So, you know, shout out to VRS, man. They make awesome road NASCAR setups, and I'm just, yeah, no words right now.
Yeah, trust me, I myself have taken the VRS setup out. I mean, between the setup itself and those tutorials that they run, you know, to show braking points and throttle control and things like that. I mean, if you really utilize VRS for what it's supposed to be used for, you can obviously boogie around these road courses as you did tonight. So before we cut you loose, is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Well, my man Josh Carpenter, who's made his way into the booth, man, he's going to be a full-time sponsor for the rest of the season, you know, splitting it between Cup and Xfinity races. 90% of the race will be Xfinity just because it's what I'm more comfortable with. But, you know, Josh has been a big help. He was my spotter tonight. He did an amazing job, you know, keeping me calm, you know, just making sure I won this race. And after Mike spun and he pitted, we were really trying to decide if we were going to pit or not. And you know, Josh was just right there, and he was trying to, you know, help me through it. And, it's awesome to have JCTV on the car and Raise Energy. You know, it's just crazy that you can have sponsors, you know, in a video game like this or simulator, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, it's just a big blessing. You know, iRacing really helps me with all my anxieties and, you know, my small depression that I have. And, you know, coming home from school and racing on iRacing just makes me so happy and mad sometimes, but in a good way. And, yeah, it's just amazing.
Yeah, trust me. You're not the first person who I've crossed paths with who has said that iRacing helps with anxiety and some of the mental health issues that we deal with day in and day out. I mean, it definitely is there as an escape from the real world, as the simulator is just so good. But right now, the only person that matters about being so good tonight is you, sir, atop that podium. So go ahead and show off some smoke, and we will cut you loose here tonight on the Independence Racing Network.
Thank you, Dave.
That was your race winner, Mr. Bennett Allen. And right now, going to be calling up Mike Wright. Mike Wright, Dave Regal in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
Hey, man, listen, great run tonight. You managed only to come home with P2, but you're still on the podium, so that kind of extends our Chatty Cathy, streak here, as you would won stage 2. Obviously, you just didn't have enough to chase down Bennett tonight, no?
Yeah, I feel like he was probably better the longer we went. It seemed like the track temp in the middle of the race was higher, and I think that favored me. It's not that I ran faster, maybe he was struggling a little bit more, but it seemed like it cooled down towards that last 10-20 lap run, and I think that helped him out more. And then it didn't help that I lost it into 1, and it felt like a wheel hop, but I had already shifted, and I'm not really sure why it came around. And I struggle with that in practice quite a bit, getting into turn 1, trying to carry any speed. It would just get loose and slide. So I think he'd have probably got me even without that. But then once I spun around, I lit the tires up. So that whole lap back to the pits was really hard to keep it on track. And then, of course, he had fresher tires towards the end. And then once he came out in front of me, I was just trying to keep it on the road. I wasn't going to catch him. So just didn't want to kill the run by running off track or something crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, next week we get to look forward to another road course over in Watkins Glen in New York. So,
have you had enough of it yet? I don't.
No, I mean, here's the thing.
Are you asking for more?
I got to be honest with you. I work alone here in a broadcast booth, so road courses can sometimes get a little long-winded for me up here.
Yeah, it's a long race, and of course, today was actually pretty good with 20 cars, but road courses tend to have a little less people. Understandably, I tolerate them. I can do fairly well at them most of the time, but I'm not gonna say I enjoy it all the time. So, of road courses, at least the Glen is more enjoyable. I feel like that's a lot of people's favorite NASCAR road course in real life, and same on here as well. So, hopefully that'll be a little more enjoyable for everybody, regardless of where the finish position is. It's just a fun track to drive compared to some of these other road courses. A little more speed, a little more throw the car around versus this technical, don't slide off the track stuff.
Yeah, definitely not near as technical. And before we cut you loose, anybody that you'd like to tip your helmet to tonight?
Bennett had a good run. Mike, 39 car Mike, he's new to the league, real friend in real life, brought him in here, got him to run some races now. Unfortunately for him, he started out with some road course stuff, but he ran really well. Minto was doing okay. I think he just ended up getting off track and incident DQ, but it's always fun running with him, getting some practice in during the week, but then just trying to keep it interesting during the run, especially with some long runs by yourself, because I didn't see a car for the last 15 laps.
Yeah, trust me, I get it. Sometimes those last few laps when everybody has kind of fallen back way behind you, that can get a little lonely up there. But Mike Wright, congratulations on the P2 finish, and we will see you next week at Watkins Glen.
All right, have a good one.
All right, brother man. And rounding out your podium tonight is Mr. Carlos Ramos, driver of the number 97 Toyota Supra. Carlos Ramos, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Oh, yes, I do, Dave. How you doing?
Fantastic. The pride of Columbia, South Carolina, naval officer
Yes,
living
sir.
the dream, and finishing here on the podium tonight. Week after week, I see that pink number 97 running around, and It seems like I think this is about the first time you and I get to talk here on the podium.
Yeah, we talked on my very first race way back in Atlanta, but
Right.
it's okay. That was a really long time ago. Yeah, I like the pink because it stands out in the broadcast. I could find myself easily, and it's my sister's company's colors, so it all goes together.
Trust me, I absolutely get it. I mean, sometimes, for instance, tonight, it's myself and Jim Beam here in the broadcast booth. So when I see that number 97, that pink machine coming through, at least it's like a touchstone. Like, oh, there's the guy.
Exactly. I had a lot of fun. Road America, it's a real tough track. A lot of momentum that you need going through the turns, and if you get on the throttle any second too soon, you lose it.
Oh, without a doubt. And, you were able to keep it between the lines tonight, which, I guess if you really look at some of the competition that you had in the field tonight, you were definitely, you earned this spot tonight, as there are so many other good road course drivers. I mean, you and I have raced against one another from time to time and in the Cup Series. And, sometimes you come to a road course and everybody gets a little squirrely. Me, I don't get squirrely. I get safely ensconced in the booth. But you just decided to take this one right by the horns.
Yeah, I usually road course stuff. I usually run GT3, so just going from GT3 to this is you just throw everything you know out the window because you can't get on the gas in the middle of a turn because there's no downforce. Way too much horsepower for the small tires. It's a fun time.
Well, I absolutely get it. Well, listen, before we cut you loose tonight, anybody that you'd like to tip your helmet to at the conclusion of this race?
Well, I got a quick question for you, Dave. What random fact did you have for Road America today?
I did not have actually. No, okay, so kind of. It was kind of a random fact. Tonight's random fact is the REV group, which has that banner just after you come through the last turn to the front straightaway.
Yeah.
The REV group. So they basically manufacture fire equipment, fire apparatus.
Yeah.
So the REV group has a whole bunch of manufacturing facilities across the country. However, just about an hour away from here in Appleton, Wisconsin, is home of Pierce Manufacturing, which, of course, also manufactures fire equipment. So I kind of went on a little tangent about that tonight because I personally, as a firefighter, am a Pierce guy. And,
Yeah.
I just thought it was a little strange that REV would be right there in their backyard.
That competition, that's how it is. But yeah, no, I'd like to. So, as it says, I'm a naval officer, but I teach at the Naval Academy. So, any of my students who tuned into my stream or the broadcast, thanks for watching. I'd like to thank EE Sports, that's my team right there. Premier Setup Shop for giving me this fastback vehicle right here. ARC Creations, like it says, my sister's company, Adrenaline Spike Designs for the bright hot pink paint. Who else I got? Puma racing shoes. It's actually my first league race wearing racing shoes, and well, let's see how that turned out. And I think that's it. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, listen, we will see you next week at Watkins Glen as we're going to stay road racing. So make sure that you keep those Puma shoes all nice and clean there to get on the pedals, and we will see you next week, sir.
Oh yes, sir. Another top 3, hopefully. Thank you.
All right, brother man. Well, that was Carlos Ramos, the third and final step on our podium this evening, but he earned it every step of the way from the green flag to the checkered flag. And speaking of which, I'm Dave Regal here on the Independence Racing Network. We will see you next week on the Independence Racing Network on YouTube.com. Folks, listen, road racing, although you may not be excited by it, these drivers help to make it exciting. So, for everybody here at the Independence Racing Network studios in Conshohocken, Pennsylvania, I'm Dave Regal telling you that tomorrow as you go through the day, make sure that you find that one moment, hold on to it, and enjoy it. Good night, everybody.